Hello everybody, welcome in my draw. What it do? How you doing? Anton, yes, twice in a day. Amazing, I know, it's impressive. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep assembling this dreadnought. That's what we're doing. And I am here trying to figure out exactly what I'm doing. How I'm putting this mini together. That fit in like that. Yes, I believe it does. Regardless of what happens with that, this leg in. So kind of weirdly loose. Yeah, kind of popped out, didn't it? Alright, let's try this again. That one is down there. Alright, we are assembling. We're attempting to assemble. This dreadnought in a way that makes it look super cool. So that's gonna go there. This foot. Let's see if I can. That looks like a good angle there. How you guys doing? What's everybody up to? Just a couple people, I understand. But you know what? I said I'd stream again. I'm gonna stream again. That foot doesn't lay flat. Comes up like that. I'm not really getting what I need. Let's see. We'd kind of want I don't think that foot should rotate, or should it? Maybe it should. What's up, Avelios? How you doing? Or if I just clean out. Okay. We're trimming down pieces. This a little. There we go. We can move that around a little bit now. Cut your other two Faldors together. Yeah, you are preparing. I love it. I am here trying to be a little extra. Oh, that's good. Actually, that's really good. Okay, I think what I do, I take that off and I think I glue this in. Gotta set these things while we have them. What I want, I think this one toe is like sliding out, but deal with that in a minute. Something like that. Okay, so he's just stepping on the tank. Hey, Mydro, it's going really well. Yeah. We're figuring out the dreadnought. I have its toe pieces ready. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of set this off to the side for a little bit. And we're going to let that kind of dry in place before we start doing more with it. I can assemble the particular toe cover pieces on here. We can do that. Let's see, 37. Yeah, we'll get these in the right spot here. A gross tank list, all right. Well, Velios, I understand. I completely understand the fun of just coming up with a super powerful idea, especially after you know, your army was like locked in purgatory all last edition. I can empathize a bit, and I also understand your joy and love for playing more narrative-based scenarios. However, if you ever want to play using disgustingly powerful lists just to get it out of your system, you know, like I have this horrible idea and I want to see if it works or how well it works or how nasty it is, just let me know, man, because I have that itch a little bit just to see, you know, like it could be a turn game where one of us just gets completely smashed in the opening turn or two, or it could be you know, like a close and fun game if all the ideas are crazy enough. But if you ever want to do that sometime. The Malkador tanks are so good though, and I love that because I think the Malkador tanks look great. Like all their variants just seem really good at this point. No, yeah, I can't do it this week either. So that's fair. I got a lot going on as well, so I That's the piece we cut out when we want to pose everything. Yeah, maybe in the next week or two. TPD After Dark, that's right. That's right. Yeah, getting points drops off the bat is insane. That's crazy. That's like 40k level attention right there. After Dark were the toasters. Hey, we're not getting to that level after dark. This is a Space Marine, not a Mechanicum stream. Date my toaster simulator. Ugh. The poor meme. No, yeah, I hope we don't get quarterly points changes either. Yeah, that would be too much. It'd be way too much. Guys, I actually have to show you something. Zen was at our local store, and he's in a bag, and he asked if I wanted a certain paint they started carrying our local store. I was really excited. It's my clear red, my AK stuff. So he picked me up a bottle. When he gave it to me, he asked, do I want it safe for work or not safe for work? And I was like, excuse me? Like, this is paint, right? Like, it's just red paint? He's like, yeah, do you want safe for work or not safe for work? So I said safe for work. And when I did that, he rolled out the paint on this. He 3D printed a palette in a wood color because you guys remember the On My Way, yeah, because of the meme. Yeah, what's up, Frankie Fingers? This is Zendrol meme. Yeah, what's amazing about this palette, okay, is this is a Euro palette, particularly. So it's the beveled edge, it's more narrow. You can fit 3 of these. So he printed me a Euro palette, which is like that's the main type of palette we would use. We get a lot of our product in a company I worked for. So I think we were talking one day a week or two ago, and I was talking about Euro palettes, how I sent like a stack of them home with my dad. He picked them up from my work one day, and like he made toy boxes for all of his grandkids out of Euro pallets and like really nice particle board that was going to be trashed. And the Euros were like, they were in perfect condition. But if you guys have ever messed with anything on a Euro pallet, they're extremely heavy, but they're extremely high quality. They're way more high quality than US pallets. Like, they have a crazy standard of pallet in the EU. But yeah, he printed a Euro pallet for me. So yeah, I have a he had my attention, now he has my respect. Yeah, look at the man, he's giving me safe for work. So I got, safe for work plastic cement now. It's great. It's it's so good. Oh, okay, all right, I got something. All right, I have an idea. All right. So, all right, 100 bits. Here's how this works. For 100, I'm totally making this a bit redemption. 100 bits, you make anything on screen safe for work. So I put it on a palette, and it stays on the palette unless I'm holding it. So that's what we're doing from here on out. Painting Dad stream is going to maintain safe for work status for as long as it can. Is this palette B? No, not all of it. Okay. Are those arms? Let's see. I'm looking through these. Needs yellow hazard stripes? Yeah. Be on my best behavior. Okay, okay. You can't say for work something that would crush the palate. Okay. So, I think we are at a particular stage. I believe we are. So these pieces right here. These pieces hold the weapons. And you see they have this nice gap here. And my understanding is this is a 5mm diameter gap that is 1mm deep. Oh, you can reverse it? Oh, that's so perfect, Mydrol. That is such a... We're doing that. Alright, just to mess with people. Someone be all proud of their safe for work. Yeah, that is that's happening. It starts tonight. I need to make notifications for that, but we're doing it. We're doing it, guys. It's just gonna be this little palette that just jumps around on screen all the time. That's what it's gonna be. That's so perfect. We'll keep our glue safe for work for now. See, now I need Zen to print me like 4 more of these. And I just need to have everything on a palette in screen. But that's too, like... That to me just screams I have a forklift license, you know, and I'm not gonna do that. Base Story, welcome in. How are you doing? You're doing chill late night stream with synthwave beats to study to or something to assemble your heretical army to. Are you forklift certified? You can hang here. Yeah, I'm not forklift certified anymore. I was forklift, reach truck, and cherry picker. Okay, so we have these pieces trimmed, and now I need to go grab where that little container is right here. Move my bases. Too many containers laying around. And my 5mm by 1mm magnets. I think I have 200 of them. So, stream is NSFW. Last Redemption. Remove the skid. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Little skid is paying dividends already. I just want to tape over it. All right. So we got the magnets, and let's just make sure here. Click, yeah. Look at that. Look at that fit. Okay. Couple more tools we need. I like my the needle nose pliers here. They're really narrow front on them, so they work for putting magnets in things. So what we need to do, we need to coordinate our polarity on these magnets. So these get glued together, and you can put another magnet right here, which is great. Like you can actually rotate the arms, which I might do. I might do that. I might. Is that just a? That's just a 5mm as well. Oh, that's so cool. All right. We might check and see how well that holds. But yes, this is the dread. Yep. We have it kind of. I'm working on getting it to stand on this tank over here. I have to glue the toes on this other foot, but I'm letting it dry a little bit so it kind of sets in that position. Don't magnetize the arm backwards. Okay, I will do my best. Blue, I saw the prices for this dreadnought coming out individually. It's pretty crazy. Just saying. The prices, GW wants some insane prices for this dreadnought. Yeah, you can, okay, I'm going to tell you, Safi, this dreadnought is highly posable. You can do tons of stuff with it, but you have to cut like little nubs on everything. There's these little like lock fit pieces everywhere that like fit into specific holes. You have to start slicing those off in places to be able to like rotate the legs and everything. So you just can't be scared to do that. Yeah, the box break for that is way cheaper, way cheaper. Sounds like the Tau. Is that how the Tau are? Okay. So, what I'm gonna do, here's how we do this. Take a Sharpie. We're gonna color in one side. Okay. That's the side we do not pull from. So what we'll do, we will pull from this side like so. If I can get this balance itself. Alright, now it doesn't matter when we set this down. Take that, and that goes in. Just like that, we have a magnet set. Okay, and we do it on the next side. So we're going to do the same polarity on all sides, so we don't have to worry about which is which, because this is just 4 pieces. Still have the colored inside. I am pretty sure if we do this, something I need to do some math here and figure out. Okay, so if we make sure we put this here, the sides repel each other. So they're the same side. And now, okay, I think that's fine. I think that's fine no matter what we do. This may come back to bite me. Well, we'll see. So hopefully be my only Saturnine Dread. I don't want another one. I might consider buying weapon kits for it. That's why I'm magnetizing it, but magnetized. Alright, let's glue these pieces together. Got our safe for work glue over here. Dude printed me a Euro skid. Honestly, can't believe it. What are you guys doing this evening? Anybody do anything fun? Let those dry off to the side. Assembling Typhon terrain. Oh, cool. What terrain is that? Is that all the Tyranid stuff? Like the giant like spires and everything? You know what? An RC forklift sounds like kind of like fun. Yep. Oh, that terrain looks really cool. Okay, we're gonna keep those magnets separate for now because I'm going to be doing more magnetizing tonight. What is going on in OK Guardian? How you doing? Yes, TPD late night stream. I'm wanting to assemble this stuff, and I'm not streaming after tomorrow this week, so I figured I would spend some extra time here. E48. That's 47. Yeah, okay, so I need 47, and we do this twice. What's going on? Accompanying terrain's kind of boring. That's fair. Start painting a dread and a tank. Sweet. What dread and tank are you painting? Anything in particular, or just a dread and a tank? Didn't realize that was on a sprue there. So these pieces are 47, and there's 48. Keep up backlog. Finish kill team. Oh, nice. Cool. What kill team? Brutalis and Gladiator in the Blood Angels colors. Very nice. I have a story about Blood Angels for you guys. Okay. This sparked my memory. Thank you, Frankie Fingers, for the reminder. It's very cool, though. I'm excited to see what you paint. So a person at my local store, in a local Discord, ordered their Libra Astartes, which is the Loyalist Army book for Space Marines for the Horus Heresy, the new edition. And they're flipping through it, and they noticed in the Blood Angels section, and only in the Blood Angels section, for about 10 pages, the book is in French. He showed pictures and everything. And then at one point it's in French, and then there's a page where it's half French and half English, and that's it. Just the Blood Angels pages. Yeah. So we were getting a really good laugh out of it, you know, and he got like he's like going through the steps to get it replaced, and there's actually a lady in our group who like speaks French. I think it's like a second language. And so he's going to give the book to her then, and she's like really excited to have just like some French Warhammer stuff. And it's like a mistake. Well, that was all yesterday, which is super funny, like how that's just a thing. So today, someone else just comes into the group, and they had ordered a specific Blood Angels mini for Heresy, and they're like, look what I got, I guess I'm starting Blood Angels, woo, I'm excited. And everybody started reacting with French flag emotes, because that's now just a thing. And there were so many that he started asking, like, why is everybody reacting with like French reactions? And so people had to like explain it to him, but everybody's just like, they're just all in. The Blood Angels are French now. So yeah, imagine the confusion. Okay, that goes together just like that. Oh no. Okay, these pieces. Next, I need 49. B49 is right there. found in China anyway? Yeah, probably. Yeah, they didn't notice. They're like, what's that, a J? Oh, look the same to me. Or, you know, maybe there was like a... I imagine there was maybe like a misprint somewhere. And so they pulled out of like a stock of like corrections or something, and it would just happen to be no good. It's really weirdly there, but that goes right there. A weird piece. Oh no. The palette's too slippery. I need to like sand it to give it some at B50. Trim this up. We got a lot done today. There's a lot more we can do, but I'm excited to mess with the Dreadnought tonight. Tomorrow I want to put together some breachers. So, and I was talking earlier about my little cure light station not working. The light's not turning on. And I went to try it just to see this afternoon, and it started working again. So whatever, I don't know. Maybe it's a warning. It's a warning that it's not gonna be around forever. It's not like I treat the thing rough, it's just a light that turns on, you know? Okay. What we do here, this goes something like that. Okay, next 51 and 52. We're going to double up on those. They're right there. Okay. 2 RPs. What have you done with the painting day? He never streams twice. I know. Crazy times, Doc Rose. Crazy times. Well, hey, you practically missed the one stream. Was that Sunday you were jumping in, like right as I was getting off? So I'll be on for a little bit tonight. No idea how long, but I'm gonna chill. Not the real one. Alright, well, here's the deal. To prove to you that I'm the real Painting Dad, I will tell you guys something that only the Painting Dad would know about the Painting Dad. Are you ready? So I'm going to say this once. as soon as I figure out how this piece goes on. Going like that. It's kind of weird. Alright. A thing only the painting dad knows about the painting dad. It's that the painting dad has 2 middle names. That when rotate does it just kind of stays there. Yeah. Did it rotate? Yep. I'm assuming that is for the arms. That means that connects into the elbows, which means might want to be a little different. But if we start this, so yeah, I see where there's a little tab in here, right down in there. You see that little tiny tab, and it fits in the little spot you can see with the glare there. It moves. Put this one down a little more. Double stream, what's up, Misfit? What is going on? There's a Tad around here. What's up, T-Terrorist? How you doing? Saturnine building is going well. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm enjoying the minis. There are some really like interesting things about these minis that I would not have thought about, and I've never experienced from GW. So I paint terminate. Gotta figure out why my yellow is going on so weird. Oh, okay. Just sounds like yellow paint, honestly. That one out more. Should be good. Yeah, I've had super mixed experiences with Vallejo overall. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so the one more at a right angle will be the right arm. The one stretched out more, very little more, but that'll be the left arm. So do this, put you guys there, and dare we try more magnets, or do we just glue those in? I think we just glue them in. Yo, Raptor, what's going on? Bright and early morning. Going patchy. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, spraying on would probably be a really good idea, though. Going on like that. We gotta put the torso together before we start messing with these. That's what we did. The torsos and stuff that way. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Right ahead the off state. I got you. All right. I am. Let's see. We are not doing the plasma. We're doing the disintegrator. I figured I would stream extra. I told you guys. I think Sunday or something. I said I would potentially stream a bit extra, so I'm trying to stream tonight get my time in. I wanted to assemble these minis. I had the time tonight anyway, so I was like, I'll just come and hang out with people. Listen to some lo-fi beats and put minis together. Sounds like a good time. I also need to grab something out of this goodies bag here. Yes. Toss that goodie bag away. That. I believe that's it. Out of that bag, I have a second disintegrator. Yes, that's what I said. A second heavy disintegrator cannon, or whatever this thing is called. Hope with you're not. Yeah, I mean, Blue, you're so crazy. I know it's difficult. Did you guys see GW's financial report? Disintegrator sounds very Thousand Suns. Yeah. So the reason I want the 2 disintegrators on this mini, and they're gonna be magnetized, so eventually, I'll get the other stuff, but the reason I want the 2 disintegrators is because GW showed off, there's an art plate in there, the Saturnine Dread, but they showed it off in the preview stream. The Thousand Suns Dreadnought, and it had like some cool decorative stuff, but it had had double disintegrators, and it talked about how it fought at Prospero and killed a bunch of space wolves and stuff, and I was like, that's really cool. So there was someone in my local group that was asking if someone wanted to trade a disintegrator for a plasma cannon, or plasma bombard, or whatever the thing is. So I decided to go for it, so I could recreate this lovely lad here. Dreader Termi tonight. Oh man, I don't know. I haven't assembled the Terminators tonight, so I can't talk about my experience with those. I have heard they're superposable though. This is not a Redemptor. This is a Saturnine Dreadnought. Yeah, big chunker. I love Castiferums, yeah. I don't own any currently, any like classic plastic Castiferums or anything, but I do have some STLs for Castiferums, some like good proxies that I will print one of these days. Because I like the classic boxy Dreadnought. It's super cool. Classic are made of lead, yeah. So I don't have that classic, but yeah. No, so I got into the game in 3rd edition is when I got into 40k, and I was a wee lad myself, but I started collecting a Space Marine army in 4th edition. And at that point, they had a plastic Dreadnought, so I was not on the up and up with the the classic metal dreadnought, but yes, the Castaferum is the classic one from the yeah, from Dawn of War. Never saw the metal ones till recently. What? No way. Did you time travel? What was that? Okay. 20, 21, 22, 22, 23. Okay. Let's look around, see if I can go in order. There's 21, there's 23, there's 20. Okay. So 20. Got okay, not in the warrior for a good while. Okay, I was just. My next question was like, were you in a coma for the past 25 years? I don't know. But no, that's fair. I haven't played 40k in a few months, and I feel like I don't understand what's going on with the game anymore. So, I get it. Game moves fast, especially anymore. There's 23. Okay. A lot of pieces for this little gun. So that one. Alright, let's come get the other one. Here's 23. Throw away this little part of the sprue. Sprue goo for the first time? Yeah, I don't mess with sprue goo. I don't mess with the Tamiya like toxic glues anymore. I learned that the hard way. Got that. Oh, you didn't. What did you use? Oh, ethyl ketone. That sounds toxic. Wait, what about your body that you made that you used to make sprue goo? Because getting weird. That's cool. Found something else. Does it work similar to like acetone or whatever, or how does that I have seen that ingredient in some plastic adhesives. I never researched that one. If you want to repose stuff, yeah, that's fair. As a gap filler, I bet it's great. Yeah, it messes with me. It messes with my lungs anymore. I can't use it either. Yes, the Tamiya limiting. This stuff. That's what I use. Yeah, limiting does the same stuff. Because I don't want to. This particular stuff is expensive and you can't buy it in the US. So... Okay. Got some pieces here. Let's put them in place. Yep, okay. Okay. Just a piece. These. This go on either side. No, it cannot. Okay. Next one. Suppose those are coolant feeds? Probably something like that. I look at these pieces on these weapons, and I don't typically go through like, I bet this piece is this, and I bet this does this, and all that. I'm normally like, how am I going to paint this? That's normally my attitude when I'm assembling a miniature. Okay. Next, 25, 26, 25, 24. Okay. It's my, hey, that's fair. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, 26, 24. Get these 25 pieces out. Same on the other side. Six at the top. Then, oh, we need these ones. Okay, the 25s. Hey, Mama Lion, how are you? Welcome in. Bits gotta have lore. That's true. That's true, Jaded. What's going on? I don't think about it unless it's something that just doesn't make sense to me. Topical? Yeah. Where's the Steel Legion when you need them? Got an infestation on our hands. Surprised to see you on. Appreciate the vibes. Yeah, yeah. I'm doing great. Yeah, just assembling these minis and kind of just wanted to chill. Chat with people on putting this dreadnought together. Kind of a lot of things in motion on this mini right now that we're kind of at a like wait and see stage. So I'm putting together this weapon, putting together the torso soon, and then got some pieces to kind of set. So ready for work to start again. Do you work third shift? So I thought you were in you guys are in the US. Seems like a late shift if you're getting ready to start, unless you're just dreading going back to school. Okay, okay. So are you a teacher and your summer's coming to an end? Is that what I'm hearing here? Yeah, yeah. Hey, I understand that feeling all too well. My wife is a teacher, so yeah, and she is. I think she's heading back into her class for the first time tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. T-Terrace, to answer your question, my wife teaches music for elementary school. So she's an elementary school music teacher. She's one of the fun teachers. I mean, she has been doing it for quite a while and absolutely loves her job. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that goes on just like that. Yep. August 4th, yeah, okay. A special needs teacher, yeah. So you have a very difficult, but I hope rewarding job, and a very necessary one. Serious respect to you. My wife has always said that if she wasn't teaching music, it would be special education. So special needs students. Yeah. It worked my nerves. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I bet. Yeah, yeah, Mama Line is absolutely amazing. I worked with special needs kids for a brief time, and I learned quickly that not for me. I did not have the I worked with kids for a long time, but the special needs area is definitely not something I was not cut out for. So serious respect for anyone the canon does. Hey, Judge Day, what's going on? Bright and early for you, huh? It's coming together. Scared to worth kids? Yeah, yeah. Throat's hurting. Oh, that sucks. Hopefully nothing serious there. To work. Okay, okay. All right. 27, 28, 29. Where are we looking? 27, 28. There's 27, there's 29, there's 28. Okay. Little sprue fragment down. Yeah, my wife today, I was streaming and she was wondering if she was going to come into the stream room / hobby room / computer room and get some work done. And I said, don't come down here and work today. Don't do that. So she joined us for a little bit and she was playing some Heroes of Might and Magic instead. Okay, what is our middle piece? It's this piece. Bottom piece is this piece. It sits right there. That's amazing. 6-month-old baby. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. Again, absolute saint mama lion. I couldn't do it, but there's a lot of jobs I couldn't do at this point. I think if I were to ever have a real job again, it would need to be a really good job. But it would need to be good, or I feel like I would not do well with the authority, which is. Everybody says it's easy to say, but I'm more than happy to kiss butt if I need to. But the last job I worked before I decided to paint full time, I was using my rights to the full extent. So being an artist is a real job. Okay. Got your head around the Force organization? Good. I'm still waiting for some army builder apps. I understand the Force organization stuff, it's just I just don't want to put in the effort on it yet. Oh, okay. Okay, almost done. We just need C30 and C30. Both right here. Those are the chest guns. I forgot I can magnetize the chest guns. Do I need to magnetize the chest guns? That is the question. Is it a ranger? Yeah. Oh, that's cool. How many pieces fell have? I don't know, like 100 or 150 or something. It's insane. Yeah. It's got 3 sprues. One is like a normal like half sprue size, and the other 2 are like full like vehicle sprues. But I'll show you the one sprue. I haven't even I've barely touched this one sprue yet. This is the that's one sprue. So all of that is one sprue. The other sprue that I've mostly used is this one, and you can see all the pieces that I've used. Yeah, there's a lot in this. Building in Jor's Dream. Yeah, maybe. It's got a lot of cool stuff. A lot of ways to pose this mini and to make it interesting, so really easy to magnetize. There's a lot going on with it. That's really nice. So, glue these pieces in like so. The guns themselves, minus the magnets, are done. Disintegrator cannon has a very suggestive shape, if I do say so myself. But I read a battle report. He's like, okay, Judge Dave. First of all, we will all admit it's okay if someone is shorter. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, it's okay to be a short king. We don't hold that against anybody. All right. Just as much respect for anybody, no matter how tall you are, how short you are. That being said, he spooked me when I saw the battle report. I thought he was like kneeling down. I know the battle report you're talking about, because like he always films himself at the same height as everybody else, you know. So you never see him on the other end of the camera because he films all of his battle reports. Then he goes to this other guy's, maybe the other dude's like 8 feet tall, you know, I don't know. Like the other guy might just be like 7'4", and Pardo's like normal height person. But yeah, when the game board was like up to his chest, I was like, there's no way this is real. No way. Yeah, it spooked me. It really spooked me when I saw that. Was that Tabletop Tactics or something that had him on to play a game? I think it was Tabletop Tactics. Okay. So we have these 2 disintegrators assembled. Now, here's what we have to figure out. We have magnets inside of here, and then this fits right here. This is how the weapons fit on. We need to put these magnets in such a way where they agree with the sides here. That means if I pull out the magnet with the same polarity and I stick it in, it will reject that. So I need to put them in on the opposite side. So let's do that. Let's get our safe for work cement out of here, and we'll get our safe for work gap filling glue. What we do, we have the dot side. We want to pull from the dot side, but what we're going to do, we're going to pull from this side, and we're going to put the opposite on the end of our pliers. Plop that in right there. We'll do it with the other side too. Just all 4 of these. Make sure our black dot is still there, not to the dock side. We were watching The Mandalorian this evening. Well, my son was, no, don't take my skin. Just my skin. You know, blood, sweat, and tears into these minis. My son was watching, he watched the season 2 finale. I think the episode's called The Rescue. The Mandalorian. We watched that, and then we watched some Lord of the Rings tonight. So he had a very busy day at soccer camp today. Football camp for the out-of-towners here, but he had a lot of fun, but he's tired, so we're like, let's just do like movie night tonight. Okay, we got magnets. Let's see how the magnets fare. Okay. They hold all right. They're a little weak, but with some primer and some paint, that's gonna be a much more snug fit. The ring race were too scary. Yeah, we've been showing this poor kid Lord of the Rings for years at this point. So the scariest part to him is in the Fellowship of the Ring, and it's not the ring wraiths. It's the which my son he's pretty timid anyway, so random things scare him. But the thing that scares him is the scene in Balin's tomb when the cave troll is like trying to get Frodo, and he's like running around the pillar. And the troll is like, chasing him on to either side of the pillar. That's the scene that like spooks my son. Can't watch that. Slept through the Lord of the Rings. Get out. I'm just kidding. Don't leave. We're gonna convince you to watch Lord of the Rings by the end of the stream. That's my new goal in life, Mama Lion. Can't play. I know that's such a stressful scene. Yeah. Back as we have a team of 3 in my classroom. What's left? Sure they would find a replacement. They did. Okay. I'm glad they found a replacement. Okay, so some optional items. Lots of optional items. Let's start with some Harry Potter. Yeah. My wife is a huge Harry Potter fan, and she is currently reading the books with my son. and they're on book 5, and they're watching the movie after they finish each book, which is taking a while. But yeah, the spider. Oh yeah, Shelob. Yeah, Shelob is scary. The scene I always thought was scary was the dead marshes with the dead elf in the water just opens its eyes at Frodo. Like that particular part, pretty freaky. Yeah, I get it. Lord of the Rings. So, I love the Fellowship of the Ring is probably my favorite Lord of the Rings film of the trilogy. Um, but I know a lot of people think that one's super boring. I love it because it has the most just like I feel like it's the most faithful to the books, but it's also like it has the most like story to it. You know, I love the Fellowship's adventure together. That to me is really cool. I like seeing all like the characters in the Fellowship like working together. It's just like that kind of stuff. And then it has like the actual adventure of the story. It's not just like grand wars and everything. Yeah, seeing the Shire and like just its like plain amazingness is great. Yeah, just all that kind of stuff. I was 8. I saw Alien and Return of the Living Dead. Movies didn't really scare me after. That's fair. We went and saw Superman with Zendral. Me and my son went and saw Superman with him a couple weeks ago. And it was great, by the way. I really enjoyed it. I don't care for like DC movies. I haven't never been like a fan of Superman. I really like that movie. However, we were watching trailers, and they had a trailer for the new Predator film. I can't remember what it's called. Predator something. It's the one where they're like on a planet basically, and there's an android that's like helping the Predator. But those are 2 different heads. Okay. No, I like the one I pick. Well, my son saw that trailer and he's like, "What movie?" Yeah, Badlands. That's what it is. He's like, "What movie is this?" I was like, "That's the Predator." I was like, "Your mom and I are huge fans of the Predator movies." And he's like, "Can we go see this? It comes out in November." I was like, No, you're not going to see this movie. We'll probably scare you to death. Yeah, Nathan Fillion was great in Superman, by the way. Like, I really liked his character. To me, I watched the trailers and he looked goofy and dumb. But it was cool. Yeah, Prey is an excellent movie. Prey is probably the best Predator movie. We're gonna get him looking inside a little. I don't like that you put the head on here instead of when it's already on the body. Thing like that. Yeah, I think it's tiny little head. Just like Guy Gardner is kind of I got that impression. And again, I'm not familiar with like DC stuff, but I kind of gathered things. Okay, the chess piece I want is the simplest one. It's this one right here. They give you 4 chess piece options on this kit, which is crazy. It's really cool. Nice guy, but sort of a good hero at the same time. Yeah, yeah, he's kind of a jerk. Yeah. He definitely seems like someone, for the most part, who's just kind of like in it for the paychecks or whatever. You know, like he's like they have a sponsor, so he works for their sponsor kind of thing, and he does the thing because it helps his sponsorship. Yeah. Mr. Terrific was cool. I had never heard of Mr. Terrific before, so that was something new to me. All right, we're not going to do those yet. The chest weapons. Okay, again, we're going to work with the plain pieces here. Like the under shoulder pieces. Yeah, those are on the A frame. I don't want the A's. So that A frame is done. I think something that was interesting about that Superman movie is it felt like there's a lot of like metaphor or like analogies to like real world things in the movie, to where the world felt more like reality than Marvel movies ever really did. And I think that's crazy when it's like they're in a city called Metropolis, and they're talking about foreign countries that don't exist, and there's all this stuff, but then somehow it feels more real of a world than than like anything that I remember Marvel really feeling like. So okay. We got these pieces. We're going to set them there. We're going to put that head back there. We're going to grab this piece. We're going to do 38, 39. There's 38, there's 39. 43 and 44. So grounded DC World. Yeah. I mean, again, like, there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in that Superman movie, but yeah, I don't know. The world itself felt more real than Marvel. I'm also not like, I don't have like any comic books to compare this to, because I never really read comic books, so. It's right there, alright. So let's do that. If I finish this, but not tonight or tomorrow or something, I'll maybe get to work on that Praetorian. Praetor, not Praetorian. That's true. That's true, Frankie Fingers, yeah. Okay, and then pieces go in something like that. Yes. Okay, that's done. Is that all I'm doing with that for now? That is all I'm doing for that. So like we're building this whole dreadnought with pieces of this size, like the whole way through. They're really not like these are the largest pieces, these giant shoulder pad pieces, but that's it. It's wild. Okay, 61 and 60. Gone are the days of putting together a big tank and just having two big side slabs and a bottom and a top that you put together. We'll see. I would like to get one of the fell blade. It's coming eventually. See how much of a pain that is to put together. If I do happen to get that, I think that'll be the biggest miniature I own. That's cool. What's next? 655. Five, 6. Okay, here. 57, 58 after that. 57, 58. What point is a mini no longer a mini? I think that's up to perspective. And while filming Lord of the Rings, a lot of the cities and the giant structures and shots are miniatures, but they're huge. They're like 20 feet tall, like Minas Tirith is, but they made it into a super detailed miniature. And they actually called them bigatures. That was their phrase. They would film close-up shots and like flying shots through these cities, so that we didn't have to use CGI. Yeah. So the person that made the Tower of Barad-dûr, so like Sauron's tower where the Great Eye sits, that's a miniature. That's a miniature someone made. And the story about that one was one of the effects guys, he went home for like his Christmas holiday, like a 2-week like Christmas break, and he made that miniature on his holiday. Like he came back and he had this whole structure made, and then that was Barad-dûr. It was something some guy made on his like Christmas. You know, instead of spending Christmas with his in-laws or whatever, he decided to stay working. And that's what he did. But yeah, like Helm's Deep was a miniature. There's actually footage when they were planning out like the like CGI and everything for Helm's Deep. You can see the crew like Peter Jackson and stuff. They have the bigature, and it's covered in Warhammer miniatures while they're like planning out how they make this battle work. Yes, I totally agree, Frankie Fingers. Yeah. It looks so good. Yeah. Yeah, Peter Jackson's only he's a big Warhammer fan. Probably a big reason why there was a Middle Earth miniature game. Probably a super easy sell for Games Workshop. Wingnut Wings. Yeah, I've never heard of Wingnut Wings. That's interesting. Is that the company that made the okay, interesting. Yeah. What about the name on those? We're looking. Okay, so we're gonna glue this piece together. So we have this guy. Flip him over this way. We're gonna take this one. Assuming this piece goes. There is what that looks like. Yeah, that looks about right. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he did the documentary, right? The World War I documentary. $200. Wow. For a 1/72nd biplane? That's crazy. Okay, almost done. We have 2 more pieces. We need 59 and 59. Okay, it must be those. Yes, it is. All of these pieces, because we're going to eventually do all 4 of them. We do a little bit more. I don't think we're going to. Oh, crap. Just had to drop one of them. Okay. Don't think we're gonna finish this tonight. It's 10:30. Okay. We'll see if we go until 11 or so. What's unfortunate about this mini is the instructions is there's a lot of jumping around. You know, we kind of did the legs all in one piece, but then it's like switching between shoulders and weapons and all these things. They don't tell you when to magnetize, or you can't like visualize what positions things will have, so kits, but they're like 250, 300 US. Oh wow, yeah. Still small. Yeah. Either way, like that's still a little plain. There. Do this all over again. Yeah, I still think this Dreadnought is one, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to use it. You know, maybe just for the memes, I'll put it on the table, but to me it's not quite as cool as some of the other things. But that is one assembly. That was, how many pieces was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. Okay. 8 pieces for that. So let's set you to the side, and then we'll get the next one going, which is 53 and 54. Yeah, yeah. He had like three of them. Wow. Okay. I never really collected model kits, so my time to get into model kits was when I got into Warhammer, or well, it was Lord of the Rings at the time. But that's kind of it. Never really collected the kits. Yeah. The respirator on for longer? Oh no. Yeah, Misfit. So I used to be um I used to be like all about assembling minis over painting anyway. Like to me for a long time it was like, man, I wish I could just assemble minis and be done. Um in the past couple years that has shifted quite a bit. Mainly because I assemble so many miniatures. I think a lot of assembling minis is has to do with like, man, I have this new set and this is like my first big start on it. And so there's like an excitement factor of like opening a new box and having a big new thing, and you just spend a bunch of money on it and like it's gonna look so cool, and assembling the mini does so much toward making that miniature a reality, right? More than like putting your primer on it or putting a certain coat of paint. It's not until it's absolutely finished, but like that assembly step is like the biggest, going from sprue to actual mini. And yeah, that was my favorite step for a very long time, and I think over time that has kind of worn down. Because now at this point, like I don't play with just assembled minis, I only play with painted minis. So a lot of them, it's like, this is my project now. And assembly is just like the first step. I don't have any model kits of a Spitfire. What I do have though is something Ohio has that my family loves. It is the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio. I don't know if anybody here has been to the Air Force Museum in Dayton, Ohio, but it is probably the coolest museum you could go to. It is very much a U.S. Air Force museum, but in their World War II hangar, they have planes from many different nations, including Spitfires, a lot of German planes, a lot of Japanese planes. Yeah, I do. The visiting the tank museum is like a lifelong dream of mine. Yeah, going to Bovington. Yeah, I don't know though, man. It's like tanks are amazing, but man, that Air Force Museum is crazy cool. There's so much to see in that museum. I think I kid you not, I could spend a week straight in that Air Force Museum and not see or read everything. It's how just like how much there is. This Museum of Flight, Washington State, similar thing. They have oh, in the Air Force Museum. Dang it, I can't remember the name of the plane. There's only two of them ever built, and they're massive. They're supposed to be a supersonic nuclear bomber, and one of them crashed during a demonstration, and they just decided not to roll with them anymore. Is it a Valkyrie? Is that what it's called? It may have been a Valkyrie. Gotta look this up now. Gotta look it up. Yeah, the Valkyrie. Oh my goodness. I can't express. Yeah, the XB-70. That's what it is. I cannot express how massive that plane is in person. Like you can just walk under that plane, and it's crazy. It's like it doesn't have the wingspan of like the B-52 is probably the biggest plane they have in that museum, but the just like the surface area of that plane is insane. It is a massive airplane. They also have they have every Air Force One. So all the presidents, like the U.S. president's airplanes, are at the Dayton Air Force Museum, and you can walk through most of them. So they have them as like they're open, and you walk up and you actually walk through, and you get like a little tour of the insides of the planes, which is really cool. Yeah, they have an SR-71 at the Air Force Museum too. They have a B-2 bomber, which is really cool to see. Yeah, they have an SR-71. I went to the Space Center, the NASA Space Center in Huntsville, Alabama, and they have an SR-71 there to look at, which is like one of the least impressive things to look at that museum, honestly. But it's just sitting outside in like the front like parking lot almost. Like they have like this outside display, and the thing is like dilapidated and rusted. It's pretty sad to see. Okay, we put that together. We got those two things together. What are we doing? I'm not even touching these things? What in the world? When am I going to start putting this thing together? An A12. What's an A12? So. Oh, that's wild. Yeah, that's cool. Oh, what a goofy looking airplane. That's crazy. Okay, what are we doing? B1, B2, and B6. So, 1, 9, there's 6, there's 2. Okay. One really cool thing you can do at the Air Force Museum is they have that wasn't 1. Dang it, that was piece number 9. No, I ruined it. They have like cockpits from different like Air Force planes. You can like get in. So you have like an F-16 cockpit, or like an F-16 that you can just get in, right? And the F-16 is crazy because it's really cramped. So it is very difficult for a 6-foot tall person to get into and out of without messing up your knees. Like just banging them on stuff and like being all cramped and everything. Two of the cool like cockpits that you can get in. One is they have one for a B-1 bomber, because they have a B-1 bomber there, and you can get into they have like a side display that's just the cockpit of one. And you just walk in, because you don't climb into it like a usual, like a smaller aircraft. It's a large bomber, and that's pretty cool. And then they have cockpit for an F-111 Aardvark, which is a really cool airplane. And the particular cockpit they have there, and that had a really like unique system. They had an ejection system out of those, and those are like a 2-seater bomber that they would the two crew would sit side by side, and the entire cockpit would eject. The whole thing would pop out when they would have to eject. And the one they have at the museum that you can sit in is the only F-111 cockpit that ejected, like that actually had to eject in service, and it was in like a training mission over like Maine or something, and the thing ejected, and then they kept it, and they use it as a museum piece where you can just hang out in an F-111. It's really cool. I love that kind of stuff. That's where my son wants to go for his birthday. I'm excited. Not just because it's free, but because I will seriously nerd out there. Okay, got that piece. Let's get 3, 4, and 7, 8. There's 3. There's 4. Yeah, it was really cool going to the Space Center, the NASA Space Center in Huntsville, because Huntsville is where the Saturn V rockets were made. You can outrun its own ordnance. Yeah, the YF-12. Yeah, it's wild. But it's where the Saturn V was made. And they have a Saturn V outside, like fully assembled, that you can like walk up to and under and everything. And the scale of it is ridiculous. Yeah, like you can't capture just how massive it is in photos either. Like it's crazy. And when you go inside the museum, in the main like atrium museum area, they have a Saturn V rocket that's disassembled, but it's overhanging the entire inside of the museum. So it's like up and suspended, and you walk under the thing the whole time, and it shows like the different stages of the rockets and like the pieces of the engines and everything. And then they have all kinds of different things that you can read about. You can read about like the guidance system and how complex the guidance system was, and how it makes absolutely no sense to me at any level. But and then walking around that museum, they have people that they wear lab coats, which is kind of funny, but they are NASA employees or retired NASA employees that worked on the Saturn V or worked on specific things. So one time I was there, I chatted with a guy who he was, his whole job for like his career was building the like stage 1 rocket, like of the Saturn V, like the first stage of it. And that's what he did. Like that was his job, or the one at least he talked about. Another guy I talked to is it's super simple. Another guy I spoke to, he he literally built the lunar rover. So like we went to the moon and they drove around on the moon. He built that. That was the guy that built the lunar rover. And he would just like tell us stories about like how they made the tires for the lunar rover out of piano wire. Okay, okay, rocket scientist, chill out, man. It's a big ring in the middle of the missile, and it makes the thing go boom where it needs to. All right, that's what I understand. That's what I'm gonna stick to. Yeah, also crazy thought that the guy that built the lunar rover is still alive. It seems like forever ago. It was a while ago, but dude is still kicking. Talking about answering questions at a NASA museum. How does this piece? Like this. There we go. Okay. What? Radiation Riley. Hey, Radiation Riley. Welcome. Welcome. This is personal. This is personal. Yeah, this is my Saturnine box. So my new heresy stuff that I'm working on. If anybody wants me to paint their Saturnine box for them, I would be more than happy. Jack, yeah, Jack Black's mom like helped the she programmed the like lunar landing or whatever. Yes, still going Thousand Suns. Yep, you know me too well, Radiation Riley. Nothing's changed. It's piece number 10. I have about 10,000 points in painted Thousand Suns, and another 5,000 between my Solar Auxilia and Militia allied forces. And I'm going to add another 1,500 points or so. Maybe closer to 2,000 with this box. Just got okay. That got him home. Yeah. I remember she did. She worked for NASA. She did like programming, which is crazy. Hello, Kitty Marines. May want to talk shop with you on pricing. If you do, man, I'll figure something out. It'll work. Yeah, thank you. I love it though. This is definitely like my passion project. Okay. 10, yep, going right there. Fits too well. For the strap for my respirator? Oh no. That's not good. 11. I can't believe this thing is $112 retail though. Like what they're wanting to charge it individually. That is significant. Significant amount of money. For the memes, spend the entire time telling the I commissioned them. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know you struggle to see pink, so I just painted whatever color I wanted. And when you'd argue with me, I'd be like, "Well, you can't see it any. You don't know that. You can't see them anyway." And then I just keep painting them the color. No, I wouldn't do that. I would paint them whatever color you wanted. You know, one of my first commissions was a Star Wars Legion army, and the guy is just a huge fan of the color pink, and he wanted an Empire army, and he wanted pink in the army. He wanted Vader to be mostly pink. So I painted his army with a whole bunch of pink. All the stormtroopers had pink on them. The Vader was mostly pink, and I tried to make it look good with what I had, but and it was a lot of pink. And I remember I was trying to do like a little advertisement for myself, and I don't know if it was on Facebook, a Facebook group or something, but I posted on a Facebook group like, hey, if anyone needs some Legion minis painted, like, you know, I just finished this commission and be happy to take some more work. And I posted pictures of the Empire commission. I thought they were painted really well. You know, Darth Vader was wearing mostly pink though, and lots of pink stuff. I remember it was nothing but like laugh reactions to it, and I was like, come on guys, like not cool, you guys, you know, like the army might be pink but they look good. I did not get any business from that little advertisement. So we glue these things on, it goes this way. Yep, sits right there. No, nothing wrong with it at all now. No, hindsight and all, but still. Never feels good to be laughed at, right? Such a purist, yeah. Yeah, it's funny too, because like, and like Heresy, if you paint your minis green, you try to play them as Blood Angels, like people are gonna be super mad at you. In Star Wars Legion, if you paint your stormtroopers blue or whatever and you play the game, like nobody cares. B-15 is this quote-unquote big piece here. One of the biggest pieces in the box. Right there, that's it. Just happy to play the game at this point, yeah. And I think, I don't know, it's just, I think a lot of people that got into Star Wars Legion were X-Wing and Armada players. And the thing about X-Wing and Armada is you don't need to paint your stuff. None of it needs painted. Or assembled for that matter. So when Legion came out and people were like, what? You have to paint your minis? Like it was a really big deal. And it was crazy from my perspective Um, Seeing people who had never assembled anything getting into this game and like trying these things for the first time, and figuring this whole hobby out from this whole other perspective. And how, like, a good example of that was how absolutely mad everybody was when Legion switched to hard plastic miniatures on sprues. They were using that plastic resin material that like warps really bad, and like they were pretty poorly cast, at least at first. They had better cast toward the end, but it was that weird plastic resin stuff. And when they switched to plastic with the Clone Wars stuff, people were genuinely upset because it took more time to assemble and more effort to assemble, and you had to have a different type of glue, and you had to have all this, and it's just, oh, it's anti-consumer and all these things. Like, people were furious about it, and I was like, are you guys kidding me? Like, there is no way. You guys know what you're talking about, saying that this is worse than that plastic resin. No way. Got that. We need 17, 16, 17, and a bunch of 18s. Okay, here's 16. In case that's gonna be. Hey, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. 17. It's this little one. Yeah, 30K has this weird attitude of. It's this crazy idea that people get in their head about 30K where they treat it like a historical game. So, there's like button counters, like they're counting, they're making sure like things are accurate, and people aren't like as crazy as like old like historical gamers, but people get pretty intense with it. But then on the other hand, people, and I'm just saying like in general, people, not like everybody, or even maybe even the majority, but then those same people want to keep like all of the customization in their game. So they think that you can only play if things are painted and everything's WYSIWYG, and then you have to have the right color scheme, and and all that. But then also, like, all of my medics need thunder hammers or the options for thunder hammers, because that gives me an opportunity to mess around with it. And that to me is like, it's like a weird dichotomy, right? Of like everything has to be historically accurate, but no, my Raven Guard Tech Marines or Master of Signals needs a thunder hammer or the most powerful weapon possible, right? Like, yeah. Misfit, I am streaming tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna be chilling and assembling more minis. Yeah. And I am a fan of, like, I understand the appeal of Heresy. It's much more narrative, and so when you have a more narrative game, like, it's kind of immersion breaking when there's people like fielding stuff that's, I think this goes, that's like, quote unquote ahistorical, right? For a non-historical game. But yeah, it's just like, either you want to play a complete historical game or you don't, Things go on the inside here. I'm happy if someone's army's painted. I am thrilled to play against them. T-Terrorist Imperial Fist transfers should be some of the easiest to find. Yep, every Horus Heresy box for the past 3 years has had Imperial Fist decals in them. Like, they are literally all over. Yeah, all over eBay. Yeah. You play against a Grey? Absolutely, Frankie Fingers. Yeah, it's totally fine. I've played against plenty of Grey armies. I will not field a Grey army. yeah, personal thing. And what ends up happening is I whenever I play against someone, inevitably there's people that don't have painted minis, and some people like apologize to me. They're like, "I'm sorry, my army's not painted. I was working on it last night and everything." I don't care. Um, I'm here to play a game, and if your army's painted, that's awesome, and we'll celebrate and we'll take a bunch of cool pictures. If they're not, that's fine. Well, it'll be awesome. We'll celebrate and we'll take a bunch of pictures. Like, I don't care. We're gonna play a game. We're gonna push dice. Like, if you want to push yourself to paint minis before a game, that's what I do, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But I don't care if people do or not, if they paint their armies or not. Like, I'm okay. I do care because I want people to paint their armies, and I think it's cool. It's part of the hobby, and all that. I'm never gonna refuse a game with someone because their army isn't painted. We'll put it that way. 30k sci-fi people in another game, reward historically accurate 40k. Yeah, okay, alright, that's fine. How do you paint your army? John Alias 20 21. We've got this thing like almost put together, and it's kind of late, but I might try to finish this tonight. We're on the closing stages. Let's see if I can start gluing some other things together here. Intercessors come with blueberry transfers. Yeah, dude, yeah, that's why I play Ultramarines, man. They get all the transfers. It's so easy to get all the transfers for all your stuff. That's right there. Okay, it's not there. It's down here. French uniform is accurate. That's really cool. That's like Deathcore stuff, right? Anyone know a good source of non-standard orc vehicles? Right, Scout can throw pipes and engines on. Yeah, dude, look for like Tonka trucks and stuff. That's the thing about orc vehicles. They are anything you want them to be. Find cheap kids' toys. I have a White Dwarf where they did battle reports, and the guy in the battle report from the studio had an orc army, a Speed Freaks army, where he used literal Tonka trucks, and he converted them. The army looked sweet. It was an awesome looking army, but it was Tonka trucks that the guy was using as his orc trucks. No, they were wildly out of scale too. It was crazy. I'll have to find that White Dwarf. Just believe it's an orc vehicle. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, believe it'll fit the orcs, and they'll fit. Okay, we got that. Now, it's this time. Look at his little tiny self. Look how little his head is in this thing. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah, Gaslands, yeah. We had a big group in my local area playing Gaslands for a while. Yeah, it's post-apocalyptic, like racing. And yeah, you like guns on Hot Wheels and stuff. Okay, got that. I think you can have multiple, but it's a low count game. And there's like I think campaign systems and stuff. But yeah, you race, you build tracks and you race, and yeah, yeah. 267. Yeah, mine was 252 at my local store before tax. Um, the US isn't price dumping so much. I know with the way people are splitting the boxes, there's ways to get stuff super cheap. Maybe T-Terrace. I've never played the game, so I'm not super familiar. Yeah, it's Osprey. Yeah, yeah, it's a fairly like reasonably priced game. Okay, we're gonna try to get some stuff going with these toes here. Okay, what I need to do. Cars, yeah, glue scribbles all over them. Yeah, yeah, that's what you do. You know, like I think that's kind of the intent of the game. Okay, I think that's about it. His other foot. Yeah, I'm getting the toes on now. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Or dreadnoughts, but I don't want to burn out the pilots. That's fair. So I think what I need to do, I need to clip these tabs off. Enough. trying to get it to where it's standing properly on this piece right here. And we're gonna have to get these other pieces here. Let's see what I can. The pilots out. I don't know if Saturnines do that or not. Yeah, I don't think they've talked about Saturnine stuff doing that. I might have to read about that. Just pin it? No, I refuse. You talking about pinning the feet to the base? I'm not pinning this many to the base because the base isn't painted yet, so I can't do that yet. Your classic Terminators from the Leviathan box scales well with the I think something I may have messed up a little bit here. To come up like that. It's good. The new Terminators go. We've been. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. See, but another problem is those have like little guide holes in them. You see that? Like I don't trust myself pinning that because I'd need to some stuff around. That is a good idea though. It's like that. It's good. Because the feet, the middle part of the foot, sits up really high. Yeah, 30K ones. So if you wait a couple months, T-Terrorist, I am sure that the Tartarus and the Cataphracti Terminators are going to be scaled up, and they will be a similar size to they'll be a similar size to the other new ones. Tartarus are the ones the Iron Hands use? No, the some of the Iron Hands use the Indomitus Terminators. That's like one of their big things. The Tartarus are like the fast ones that look like mini Contemptor Dreadnoughts. The Cataphracti are the one with like the leather straps hanging from them. They're like the super heavy armored ones. Drop this piece. That's great. Good times. I just put them in a more modern scale. That's the reason for the scale up. Oh yeah, so it's not working too well. With his foot at a weird angle like that, well, that kind of works. You kind of live with that. Yeah, I really like the Tartarus Terminator. Tartarus Terminators are way more my jam. And I want to squat them because I only have Cataphracti, but I'm trying to hold out until new Tartarus. I have a prediction. I'm going to make a prediction here, you guys. If you guys are ready for a prediction, I predict that the Tartarus and Cataphracti are going to come out in a similar time, and that there's going to be a third set, and the third set is going to be a weapons pack that is compatible with both sets. It's not working. Man, I think I might need to... some cuts on this mini. This is... This is all me experimenting here, and this leg is just at a really bad angle. If I chip out some of this, get some clippers. Just never finished painting this. No, I'm referring to 30K. No, the 30K Terminators. What's up, man? One of M40 and T54. Yeah, it's a Deimos Predator is the turret. Gotta... Why'd you do that, dude? So we know who doesn't have notifications on for when I go live. I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for helping my numbers there. Yeah, I know you don't. I'm just gonna chunk out more of this. More types in the squad. A 40K. Yeah, in a 40K game, I'm sure it's fine. Yeah, I don't... There's no longer options for different Terminator armor in 40K. So you're live. Automation to close my browser. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. Those looks dope on the turret. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to chunk the bits of this off. But it's all like one piece, so. It's a dumb Space Wolf. Can handle it. Yeah, Crucial Blue is right. Yeah. Okay, so one of the things about this foot doesn't want to sit level. I have to be at a weird angle to do that. So either it's up a whole bunch like that. Really, this foot It's messing with things, and I think a good way to fix this do what I always do. What? Last night, club of people that think Crucial should buy hats for younger people. What? What is going on? The T-posing. Oh, you're gonna T-pose it? Oh, dang. That is up to you, I guess. If that's something you want to do, I mean, it's not like gonna fight you on it or anything. Some more glue here. Okay. Let's try this. We shortened the connector there a little bit. Wasn't enough. Wasn't. Part of the reason is this stupid thing. This old water washable print coming in handy. Getting stepped on by a dreadnought. Got the paper clips. Yeah, I can't pin these very easy. Okay, so this is kind of working. We had all this properly, but now it's all messed up. Goes like that. Okay, I know what to do. Printing Haro from Gundam, okay. Cool. There we go. I think that is a better shot at what we're looking for. And the next piece here. Gotta cut this. Another piece that doesn't fit in. Yes, it is. Dang it. Down for a second where you are. All right, good night, Radiation Riley. His legs straight through the base. I probably can do that. Still, like, keep it. Just drill right up through his feet and everything, like on the 1 foot. That's true. That's a good idea. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna be on Thursday, and I'm wanting the time to assemble this thing, so I'm making my time. Why is that? Why is this one so? I don't like these side feet anymore. Okay, that might be working. Hey, M&I, welcome. Welcome. Be floppy, yeah. Let me see here. I know it's getting late. I should probably go soon, but this is what I do. Yep. So we decided, Zen. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do save for work a bit redemption. Someone redeems the bits. Like something stupid, like 50 or 100 bits or something. And at that point, they choose an item that is visible on screen, and they make it safe for work. And then people can also redeem the not safe for work, and they remove it from the. They remove said item from the list. I'll put you. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try it, guys. Oh no, it shifted. It was Mydrill's idea. The not safe for work part was Mydrill's idea, but yeah, okay. There's my wire. have this nice floral wire. Let's see if this works. That's in. Even if it's not glued in.
I believe every day's a good day when you paint. I believe it'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your mind.
Hey, Face Story, thanks for raiding. Near 0 a.m. in your country. It is very close to midnight here. Yeah. I have not been working all day. Don't make me out to be someone who's working all day. Thank you for the raid. How you doing, Face Story? Painting by the Hill, welcome in. Guys, we are just, and that pinning really helped. We're assembling a dreadnought here. Oh yeah, yeah, look at his tiny little head. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna glue this pin into the foot the dreadnought. And when it gets put right there, everything sets in place. Okay, okay. It's a neat model. This model is very cool, very big, and we are trying to give it a cool base here. I gotta finish painting the base, but... And obviously the mini. No, 40k is not getting rules for any of this. Alright, just to get an idea on what's going on. That all goes on there. Those go there. We got the front on this thing, so he's gonna be... somewhere like this, because we want him looking kind of this way. Go ahead and do that. Just to make sure. Shout out Limonene, yeah, no kidding. For the late night assembly sessions. Two little pieces to put in there. What is this stuff? 6 is the right side. Okay. 45, and I think after these two pieces, guys, I think I am going to call this stream. Man, how's your stream, Face Story? What were you up to? We're not streaming much longer. I'm going to jump off here in a minute, but yeah, I'm loving this dreadnought. This is a cool looking dreadnought, and I am excited for the pose that I've chosen. And yeah, it's a ton of parts. This thing is a crazy amount of parts. Painting a BB character. Okay, okay. Blood Bowl. Oh, Blood Bowl, Blood Bowl. Okay, okay. Talk about music. Nice, yeah. Sounds like a good conversation. Norska. That's the... Is that a new team? The Norska Blood Bowl team? Some Soul Blight. Skelly Skinny Legs break. You know, I have quite a few of those skeletons, and I've had pretty good luck with them, but I can see how they're a problem. Just won your local store league. Oh, nice. With Chaos Stores. That's great. Okay, so what's going to happen? We have Magnetized Gun. This is the one that's more out, right? This will glue in to here if I'm not. Oh, it like friction fits. Oh, crazy. So we want something like that. It's kind of weird to see. You guys have a bad angle, but I'm trying to let all this glue dry here. Let's just be sure that's what we want. That's pretty good, but when this rotates too much, it hits the back of this leg. So I think we need to use this angle to pull the gun out more, so I can rotate the gun more and fire it. You know, it's a bit of an angle at that point. Let's see, how does this look over here? Kind of sticking out. It's not bad either. Yeah, I think we do the tucked in arm over here. We do the arm that's more out on the other side. So that's left, and the right arm will be this one. But we don't need to glue those in. Have his team on injured or out for the rest of the game and outpass him in yards as it works. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, this is what we have for our Dreadnought at this point in time. He's getting some good details. Now, I'm going to have to put magnets down here before I put on weapons, and I have to assemble his chest weapons because they magnetize as well right there. I could magnetize the shoulders if I want, but this dude's big. So we have a very big. I didn't want to lose on purpose, so I kept winning. That's funny. Oh, competent with the building. That's okay. That's no big deal. Yeah. But yeah, and we have the double disintegrators. Something else, I'm going to try to find some pieces online for this guy, some STLs, some specific things that I want. Mainly, I want a nice Thousand Suns crest to go over top of his head, and I want a cool tabard to hang down between his legs. So we'll see what I can find with that. But I think that's where we're going to call it tonight, guys. It's really late. Not usually I'm doing stuff this late. So you guys all have a wonderful evening. Thank you for hanging out with me in this late night stream. It's funny, I have more people hanging out tonight than I do in like a normal daily stream. I will be on in about 10 or 11 hours, continuing on with this model. So if you want to come and hang out with me tomorrow while I continue this, yeah, I'll be here, right here. We'll pick up right where we left off, and yeah, that's what we'll be doing. But you all have a wonderful night, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.